I can literally tell you the biggest mistake I've ever made in my life. And I made it when I was in the 3rd grade. In this life, there's no do-overs, there's no take-backs. But if I had a time machine and I was only allowed to go to one place, I'd go there. I would warn sweet, little loving and trusting Colette, don't do it. Don't you do it. Put that Ouija board away. The biggest mistake, the biggest hands down, was playing with the Ouija board when I was young. In fact, I didn't just play with it, I became obsessed with it, and a very particular spirit whose name was Steve. Steve supposedly died in a car accident in the 50s, and I always knew it was him because he would make a figure 8. He was sad and he was lonely and he was my friend. I loved Steve so much, I actually used to make my mom put a place for him at the dinner table. And when I'd get home from school, I would be so anxious to talk to him again with that board. I had no idea what I was doing or who I was talking to. It wasn't Steve. And I opened a door to a world, a very dark place, into demons, a door that I didn't know how to close. A door little Colette didn't even know she had opened it all. I had it all. I was genuinely the most beautiful, kind, compassionate, loving child. I still am. I'm just a bigger version of her today. My childhood was perfect. We didn't have much, but we never knew that. My parents made sure that we were so loved, we thought we had it all. I literally think back so often. I often think back, I think about it a lot. What would my life have been had I never gotten a hold of that board? After playing with that Ouija board, my mom got a little upset. She noticed I was becoming obsessed, and she insisted that it get thrown away. Reluctant and angry, I threw a fit, but I went to bed, as my dad threw it out in the alley in the garbage can. The next morning, I was awoken by my mom, and she was angry. She's the sweetest little lady, but when she's mad, she's mad. I couldn't even figure out why she was angry, and I was trying to still wake up. When I understood, she was insisting that I actually defied her and went out in the garbage at night, big no-no, and retrieved the board and put it back in my room. I was so confused, I didn't know what she was talking about, but then I glanced up and I saw the board on my dresser. I didn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I never defied my parents, not when I was young. I think it freaked my dad out because I remember him breaking the board and driving it directly to the town dump. It never came back. It didn't have to. The demon had already been invited into my life. If I were to tell you the story of my life was not the life I was intended to have at all. Riddled with pain, suffering, horrible decisions, horrible people, horrible things happened to me the rest of my entire life. There were 28 girls recently hospitalized, all lost consciousness after playing a Ouija board in Colombia at a school. Now is not the time to be playing with Ouija board. CERN has successfully opened a portal and flooded this entire world with demonic forces and entities, and they are just hunting for victims to find. Don't you ever let me hear that you'll ever play with a Ouija board. Please, I'd give anything to take that back.